Capricorn, is the Six of Wands. So this is about your work and seeing victory and success and accomplishment around your everyday work, your business, business venture projects you're doing with other people. You're being recognized. And it could be public recognition. It may be within the company that you work for, but I feel like you're being very, very appreciated for putting in that time, that hard work, and more. And more. Those of you who work in any of the gaming industries or games, because I'm hearing and seeing different types of, old-fashioned games plus gaming on the internet. So what I was seeing, my metaphor was like silly putty. Of course, that's been around forever. But any of you all that are in anything that includes games or gaming, make a comment below, because that's what's coming up for me as well. Also, gardening, forestry, landscape. So again, construction, that could go into the real estate business. But I see that you're going to see some profits. I see that you feel acknowledged. Make sure to stay humble with that acknowledgement, because this guy, as you can see, he's cloaked in red. He's on his white horse. He has almost what you would say servants around him. And these really aren't your servants, but they're the people that have supported you. So because your star is shining brightly, that's awesome. That's great. Just make sure that you're a self-contained star, and let others know that you appreciate how much they do for you. That's important, Capricorn, at the beginning of this month. I feel like this is well-deserved. Whatever this is for you, this is some well-deserved acknowledgement, public write-ups. Some of you may get awards. You've been of service. Your service has been very fulfilling for the community, for your company at large, or whatever type of work you're doing. So awesome. The card next to it is the Three of Pentacles. So I'm feeling like this is going to move you in a new direction towards possibly new training, a new department, bonuses, promotion. You could be gifted an item that, your company wants you to have. It might be, it might be a new computer. It might be a new virtual, speaking of gaming, what is the virtual? Just for something fun, because I do see you being presented with items and bonuses and or commissions, something new in your life, something that feels like it's giving you a bump up, either monetarily or with an item, with a toy, maybe not a toy, but something that makes your life easier. I was saying earlier, computer. It could be that. I don't know why I keep getting that, but it's whatever you're being gifted with. This guy's angelically being blessed. And he's standing around these three stones. And the stones in the mystic times, the standing stones included times when people arbitrated and made decisions, and there was enlightenment because of that. So because of whatever decisions you've made and steps you've taken to achieve, you are being gifted with more. All right. So the card under the Six of Wands, can you see this, is the Seven of Chalices, or what's known as the Seven of Cups in traditional tarot. So this card's a little bit about fantasizing. It's about opportunities that are coming up and, thinking, pondering which one should I go with. It's a little bit of, I feel like some things could be fly by night. So make sure that whichever of these opportunities that you go with, that you're looking at, is more down to earth, is practical. It's an opportunity that can either lead to something else that's in your life or some other opportunity in your life, or it starts off as a very grounded opportunity, because as you can see, she's pondering this. She's been given angelic and spiritual whisperings from the universe, and there is some transformation with this card. You see the butterfly. So it might be that, you have offers of employment. You have offers of people wanting to go into business with you. It might be that it's a romantic situation too. It's an offer of love. And you're trying to decide. You may feel like, you're really on a high this month, or at least the first couple weeks of it. And this is a card about, yes, there is some fantasizing. There are some opportunities, but listen to your gut instincts. Listen to your psychic intuition. I'm looking at how, and again, these opportunities probably come up because you're have been acknowledged and gifted, and now you're presented with, okay, what else makes my heart open up? What else can I do? I'm on top of the world, but I'm a little bit not quite grounded, not quite have your feet on the ground. You're in your head a little bit, Capricorn. So just make sure you stay grounded. Because the fourth card that comes up and the card beside that is the Three of Swords. So this particular card could lead you down a path of going back to a situation that felt negative, whether it could be a romantic situation or a partnership that there were some problems and that you all parted. And now you're considering whether to go back to that. So, she's looking at the door's open, the windows are boarded, it's kind of creaky, needs some work. There's a beautiful swan here though. So she can go through that door, she can go back to where she was, she can go back to the relationship and try to fix it. Or she has her bags, or she can turn around and decide that this isn't for her anymore. So these two cards are really internal cards. These are external cards. This is about what you manifest, what you put out in the world, physical items. This is more internal. And so when I look at the Three of Swords under the Three of Pentacles, both threes, okay, so 3 is about optimism. 3 is about expression. And you have 2 of those. So I'm looking at that. So you're going to need to express something that's been on your mind for a long time. I feel like this could be very much with a partner and you've held it in, and it's felt like, if I don't get this out of me, it's going to come through my chest anyway, or my heart's going to burst, or not really, but just in a feeling that it needs to come out verbally. There need to be some talks and discussion and communication about which way you all want to go. Okay, so this reading so far is sort of interesting. It feels like, it's about your work, but it's also about dynamics, in personal dynamics and relationships. And interestingly enough, the last card, or the outcome card, is the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is a life-changing card. This is about you guys moving past difficulties. You're ready to move on. And as you can see, he has his walking stick. He's leaving behind the 8 cups that are upright. So everything is in order. It could be leaving familiar surroundings. It could be leaving familiar groups. It could be going towards new organizations, new companies, new ventures, starting on your own. And so that's interesting. It comes up here because you're questioning. Some of you are questioning if this is the right time to stay with this relationship, to stay with this company. I think for some of you, you're going to move on. You're ready to say, I'm open to new horizons. What else can the world bring to me? He has his plans in his satchel. So these are the lessons that you've learned from growth, opportunity, expansion. And this may not be clear as exactly where you are going to. I just saw beautiful blue ocean water. And I heard the word Pacific. So any of you are all that are near the Pacific, and that could be California, or that could be many islands, Fiji, Hawaii, or, any country that borders Japan, any country that borders the Pacific or is around the Pacific. And of course, there is the ocean in this water. I'm just feeling like, you might be traveling over it too. This may be taking a trip. And some of you might be traveling over the Pacific on a vacation or on a destiny of a new destiny. This could really mean, moving to a new country, a different country than where you live now. So you have 2 cup cards. Yeah, making the right choice. Yeah, a lot of you are going to decide that, you know what, I've done so much, I've done so well. So what else is there? New opportunities that are coming up. The Moon card. Okay, so make sure to look deep into what the situation really is. What are the prospects? What do the prospects mean for you? Don't just look at the surface of the moon, the reflection. Look straight up at it and use your intuition to sort this out, because you're going to have some choices. Okay, and this card is saying, like I said, don't look at the reflection. Look straight into what is. What is the bottom line? And what's the value to you? Where is it going to take you? This card, I believe, represents Pisces. You all don't have any court cards yet. So it's not like there's a ton of people, particular people that are in your life. I mean, I'm not saying that you're going to have a lonely month. Not at all. I think you're going to be busy. I'm just saying there's not any particular court card. So let's see what else shows up. Wow, the World Tree. Okay, this is the same as the Universe card in Major Arcana. So there is enlightenment, there's expansion, there's growth, there's opportunity, there's potential. This is the last card of the Major Arcana. And the Major Arcana starts with the Fool, who is on his way. He has no idea where he's going. He's like this, well, the opposite of this guy. This guy's having a life of experience. The Fool is a young child who's naive and playful and not had any experience. So that's the 0, and then there's the 1, which is the Magician, and then the 2 is the Empress, and so on and so forth. And then finally, the 21st card of the Major Arcana is the Enlightenment card. This says that you have experienced tremendous growth spiritually, physically, emotionally, and that you're ready for new beginnings that are steps far and above what you've experienced. As you can see, here's the Moon for intuition. Here's the Sun for manifestation. Well, there's a court card for you. This is the Knight of Wands. So this could be an Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. The Knight cards are all about forward movement. They're not the King and the Queen who are settled and they've mastered this, but the Knights are forward movement about, and this Wand card is about passion, is about creativity, your work. So this could be definitely a fire sign. Like I said, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, that's in your life. Feel good about them coming up after the World card. This could be somebody that you meet new on your travels or in your new vocation. Let me know in the comments below who this Knight of Wands is. You're thinking of childhood memories a lot. It's you're thinking about how far you've come in life. Some of you have been born well, you are born, but some of you have been a little bit bored and restless and feeling of creativity, which I think that's part of why you're moving on. And then the Page of Cups comes up, and that's all about creating new opportunities for creativity. See how she has a blank canvas and she has her paints, and there's the water for her emotions, and she's very grounded, but she wants to use her heart to create new visions. That's what's coming up for you guys. This card wanted to come up and this card wanted to come up. Okay, so here's an air sign. This is a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. I think you're going to have to, this to me comes up two ways, but I think some of you are going to have to compete with this person, this air sign, or have discussions with and stand your ground. I'm getting that about this Queen. I feel like you're on even levels. I don't feel like this is a superior. I don't feel like this is a boss. I don't feel like it's a parent. It could be, and in the comments below, let me know, because this again would be a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. But I feel like you're going to have to deal with this person in a way of agreement, compounding your ideas together. And the Eight of Pentacles comes up. So in this agreement, you know, this is a guy who's worked very hard. He's mastering the art of making money. He's very good. He's got a new opportunity. This is a new apprenticeship or a new job where he's excited about. He has the Seven of Pentacles here. He's working on the eighth one very diligently, enthusiastic. So I feel like you guys are going to have the opportunity to be acknowledged, to move forward and receive some gifts. And also, but then you have the opportunity to say, okay, I'm a little bit restless with where I am. So what else can I do? And how else can I make things happy in my life? And it could be a new person, but it feels to me a lot like a new career position. Okay, Capricorn, I'm going to add these cards up for you. And we have the 6, and 3 is 9, and 7 is 16, and 3 is 19, and 8 is 27, right? I'll do it backwards. 8 and 3 is 11, and 6 is 17, and 7 is 24. And 2, 4, 5, 6, 2, 7. Okay, right. I was overthinking a minute ago. You know, what is that saying? Measure twice, cut once in construction. I used to be a designer in another life, and so I very much get that. So the 2 and 7 and 9 is, or 2 and 7 is 9, and 9 in numerology represents humanitarian causes, compassion, completions. I feel very, very, very much like you're completing something here and moving on to other projects and other opportunities that your growth, your personal growth is high at this point. Very, very high. And the 9 for the major arcana cards is the Hermit card. So the Hermit card, of course, as we know, he's usually the guy with the lantern at night and he's seeking his path. What he's really doing is he's seeking introspection for enlightenment and for growth, for personal growth and inner wisdom. So, you know, it feels like in 2 with some of these cards that came up, that's what you guys are doing. What else can help my personal growth and my activities? And I mentioned this in one other sign, but if you all are familiar with, some of you might be, the human design, very, very interesting. It's based on our genetics. And I'm just learning about it. but you can Google a human design chart. You can put your name. You have to know your birth time. So your birthday, birth time, and birthplace. And it's called the Human Design Chart. And I know some of you are going, yeah, I know. Some of you are like, I don't know. I've never heard of this. But there's basically five different personalities. And then there's profile and where your authority comes from and all of that fun stuff. But that might be a great thing for you all to Google if you haven't, or to study a little bit more for personal growth and to see what type of personality you are. I was very interested to find that I'm what's called a manifester. And it's sort of counterintuitive because it sounds like someone who's going out and manifesting, where the manifester is more of an idea-oriented person.